Okay, here is a quick video how-to for how to add error bars in Google Sheets for my AP Bio class. So I have totally made up this data, and the first thing I need to do is figure out the average of my 3 trials, because most instances we are graphing the average in my AP Bio class. So I first of all put equals AV, and then you can see the word average pops up. So I'm going to let Google do the work for me and click on the word average and then highlight the trials, and B2 through D2 shows up, which are the right sets of data. So I click enter, and then I go back and select that box again because of this handy little blue box. If I drag it down and I get the dashed line, it extends the same formula with these sets of data. So if I click here, it shows me B4 to D4, and that's perfect. Now I want to figure out my standard deviations. So I'm going to let Google once again do the work by putting equals STDEV, and I re-highlight my data, and I hit enter, and there's my standard deviation for that first set of data. So again, if I click on this little blue box in the bottom right hand corner and drag it down, there's my standard deviations for this sets of data. And since I made them up, they look pretty nice. Now, the standard error of the mean, that formula does not exist in Google. So I have to put equals, and the formula for standard error of the mean is the standard deviation. So I select that box, divided by the square root, so I put in SQ, and then square root shows up, of the number of trials. So I have 1, 2, 3 trials, so I put in a 3, and enter. And there's my standard error. That's how the size of my error bars. And again, if I click on this little blue box, it's going to pull it all down. Now I'm going to build my chart. But to do that, I need to set up things a little differently. So to set these all up, the data, and make sure that I get them as 3 different series, no, 4 minutes, or 4 different time frames, I need to set it up like this. So I put my time both vertically and horizontally, and where the 2 times meet that are the same, so 0, 0, I'm going to put in my average. So that is 2. Then I come down where 5 meets 5, and I put in the 4. And then where 10 meets 10, I put in the 6. And where 15 meets 15, I put in the 8. I know it looks like a weird setup, but it actually works way easier than any other way I've found. And this is a new video. I took down the old video, which showed the harder way to put it in, since this is a lot easier. So I highlight the information, I go to Insert, I click on Chart, and I see this is a mess. This is not it yet. So if I move my I better move my recording thing so you can see. Scoot that over a little bit. Here's my chart editor, and so I am going to just click a couple of buttons to make this look better. So if I click on use whatever row number you're in as headers and use column A or whatever it suggests as labels, then you get 4 beautiful lines, and I have something I can do something with. So then I come over to the chart editor and I click on Customize, and I first of all make sure you give your graph names, and then horizontal, so your x-axis title, your vertical axis title. If you're an AP Bio kid, give me all that. But as for right now, I'm just trying to show you the error bars. So I'm going to click on Series, and I want to go to the first series, which is just 0. I'm going to click on error bars, but you know what? I can't read my data, so I need to shift some things over. So I'm going to click off Chart Editor so I can move this column to a place I can read. Well, let me move my graph down first. There it is, out of the way a little bit. Now I'm going to just cut this and paste it someplace I can see when the chart editor's on. Okay, and then I'm going to write the times by there just so I am going to double check everything. All right, here we go. Now to get my chart editor back, click on your graph or your chart, right click. Oh, no, maybe left click. I don't want to edit, don't want to delete. Yes, I want to edit. There it is. Now I go to Customize and I go back to Series. I'm going to pick the first one. I want error bars. I'm going to make them constant, and I want to put in that value. So 577. I'll cut it off there. Oh, somehow Google today gotta go a little bit slower with my typing, or Google will change things. Then I come back up and I go to the 5. Again, I click error bars, constant, and I want 1.154, so I go to the same number of decimal places, and then I come up here to the 10, click on my error bars, go to constant, switch that. If I type slow, Google likes it better. Give it a chance to think. And finally, my 15 error bars, constant, 2.309. And there you go, there's the error bars. So again, AP Bio kids, this is a much easier way than the last video I made and showed you. So this is a lot better.